After the physical environment, the next one is organizational image. Beta, I am audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beta. Organization image of the organization has a profound effect on the perception of consumers. So in this case, as far as my knowledge is concerned, we may take the example that in previous time, before 10 year back, 20 year back, there is a common perception in the mind of consumer that Tata Company, one of the most credible, one of the most trusted brand of India. So this is my mind of consumer perception of consumer towards any company. So as far as when we talk about the airlines, we may think that in Indian market, Singapore Airlines is at par. So it shows that the quality of product and the quality of services delivered by the consumer. So an organization with a positive image is considered to be providing good quality services, whereas an organization with not favorable image is considered to be providing the bad quality image. So it doesn't matter all the companies, all the manufacturing houses always providing the bad quality product, always providing the inferior product, but this is a perception of consumer. This is only due to the word of mouth. When people float the information in the market that this specific company is not up to the mark, they providing not good product. So we may take the example from Nestle company when there was a issue in 5 year back, 5 to 6 year back regarding the Maggie product, and a majority of people think that this is there are something wrong in the product which is not good for the health of children. So this type of negative image negatively influence the prospect of company in future. It may negatively influence the market share of company. May negatively influence the profit of company. So in the addition to this, we may take the example from Coke. So there was a scientific study that there is a chemical in the Coke and some type of inferior content which is not good to the health. In the addition, when the people are realizing that the sugar is not good for health, so presently majority of the customer find that there is a huge content of sugar in the all the soft drinks and specifically in the Coke. So it means that it generates the negative image of the organization in the mind of consumer. When people think that this specific product or services is not up to the mark, then they generate negative word of mouth for the specific company or services in the market, and at the same time they encourage and motivate and discourage the people to not buy the product of specific company. So word of mouth and organization image in the mind of consumer is very much important as far as the growth of company is concerned. But the next point is price. Beta, we have already discussed, as far as the economic phenomena is concerned, there are three type of economies: developed economies, developing economies, and underdeveloping economies. And India will be considered as an emerging economy, but under the heading of developing economies. So under the developing economies, all the customers are price sensitive. All the customers are price subjective. All the customers are very much sensitive towards the price of specific product. They may purchase a substandard product but at a lowest cost. They may purchase the products from China which is not very much durable for the long term use, but they may go for the cheapest product. So price sensitivity market is the main challenge for any company. I think we may take the example at the time of festival of Holi, at the time of festival of Diwali, majority of the people and customers purchase the products of China made. The reason is that people just want to purchase the inexpensive and cost effective product. So for developing economies or middle class, price is a huge issue. So when you want to deliver your services to the customers, you may ensure the prices at a moderate level, and as per the price determined by the company have to deliver the services accordingly. So when the customers spend amount on any specific services, they expect that we will receive the good quality of services against their expenditure. So, but the next addition to perception of consumer, because perception is what we think, what we receive the information, what is our mind regarding the anything. So customer satisfaction is extension of customer perception. So satisfaction is a consumer's fulfillment response. It is a judgment that a product or services feature or product or services itself provide a pleasurable level of consumption related fulfillment. Satisfaction is a fulfillment of desire or expectation. It's referred to the consumer positive evaluation towards the organization product and services. Because we purchase the product for our desire, we purchase the product for our need, we purchase the product for our demand, but ultimate goal of our purchasing is to get the maximum satisfaction from available product. When we talk about the definition of a rational consumer, the rational consumer means that the consumer who would like to get maximum satisfaction with his given income. So as a rational consumer, as a normal consumer, this is my responsibility to get the maximum satisfaction from my expenditure. So satisfaction is a function of value and cost. What you are pay and what product or what type of value you receive from your product. So under this heading, satisfaction is the effect and quality is the cause. So there is a proportionate relationship between the higher quality of product means higher level of satisfaction. If there is a poor quality of product, then there is a less level of satisfaction. So beta, in addition to this, there is an important topic related to our expected level of services and adequate level of services. The topic is GAP's model of service quality. The topic is GAP's model of service quality. So dimensions of service quality: empathy, caring, individualized attention given to customer, treating customer as an individual, as a service manager, as an entrepreneur, as an analyst. This is my main responsibility to attract the consumer and treat the consumer as one of the most person in the world. Then we can retain the consumer for long term. When there is poor post-purchase services available in the company office, it means that customer will never purchase the product in near future. So to ensure to retain the consumer, to sell the same product again and again to a same consumer, so we ensure the empathy or individualized or treating the customer as a marketing king. There is a very common line: consumer is the king of market. Students, I am audible properly?
Yes, sir.
So consumer is king of marketing, but actually I think that this is not in real. Consumer is not a king. Consumer must be a rational to get the maximum satisfaction from its given income. But for company point of view, for staff point of view, for employees point of view, for human resource point of view, consumer is the king of market because you must retain the consumer for long term. Otherwise, you will lose the market share and you may obsolete from the market just like Nokia. So next one, tangibles. Appearance of physical facilities, we have already discussed. Equipment, personnel, we have already discussed. And communication material. All these things are under the heading of tangible environment, physical environment, which we are providing to customer for getting the maximum satisfaction and to facilitate the customer to make their journey to purchase our services from a company is easy. So with the next one, reliability. Ability to perform the promised service dependability and accurately. It means company delivers on its promises about delivery, problem solving and pricing. So reliability is a combination of various factors, various variables like delivery, problem solving and pricing. In this case, we may take the example from different food chain. All the food chains ensure the delivery of food product within 15 minutes, within 20 minutes, within 30 minutes. Actually, they just want to ensure the consumer that within this specific limit, you may get your food from our side. It attracts the consumer as per their time limit. It will attract the consumer as per their facilities and as per their need. So to fix the time limit to provide the food to the customer doorstep, it means that you may attract the consumer for long term and retain the consumer for long term and deliver the services as per norm. So reliability, one of the important factor which is directly related to the performance of company and delivery of the services. So the next one, responsiveness, willingness to customers and provide prompt services. Responsiveness, how to respond to the consumer queries, how to respond to the consumer problems, and how to sort out the problem of consumer even after the post-purchase services. Actually, the credibility of company will be checked after the post-purchase services means when customer already purchased the product and after purchasing the product, if customer feel any problem, customer face any problem, then they freely to contact to the company and this is the responsibility of company to deliver the services at par. So the next one, assurance, implies knowledge and courtesy and their ability to inspire trust and confidence, important in case of services which embody high risk and uncertainty like insurance, brokerage, legal services. So, beta, when we spend anything on any services, we need insurance, we need trust, we need confidence. We may take example from a normal customer or investor, they just want to invest in mutual fund, and this is an open secret to all. The investment in mutual fund means market risk. It's subject to market risk. But the normal investor just need a assurance, just need a confidence, must just need a endorse from an investment manager regarding the minimum return rate of their investment. So it means that some points we are very much clear regarding that there is a risk, but at the same time we need a insurance from the service manager. So insurance play a very significant role in specific type of industry like insurance, mutual funds, and stock exchange. Beta in extension to this, next one is quality. Quality is the totality of features and characteristics of a product or services that bear on its ability to satisfy the stated or implied needs, fully satisfy customer requirements at a lower cost. So, beta, no company can survive in presently cutthroat competition without the quality. There are a lot of options which are available in the market. They providing the product at very lower cost, but they don't ensure any quality, any lifetime of the product, and any specific performance from the product side. And they have already mentioned that there is no warranty and guarantee for that product. But if a branded company, if a genuine company want to retain in the market, want to stay in the market for long term, want to retain the consumer, want to earn the good profit, and want to make ensure the extension or expansion of their business. So they ensure the quality of the product as per the expenditure of the consumer. When you will deliver the quality, there is no question regarding the growth of company. And lot of factors play a significant role to ensure the quality of product. This is all about the research and development of a company. In present time, I think that when we talk about last 10 years back or 12 years back, Samsung company ensures the quality of its mobile phone with a specific range, with a specific price range. So they attract the lower middle class, they attract the middle class, they attract the higher middle class with the variation in price range, but with maximum quality of the product. So this is the strength of Samsung in the last 12 years to retain the market as a leader. But at the same time, there are various brands available in the market which are providing the good quality to the customer. So when there is a quality, then there is a no competition. So beta next one. The assessment of how to well are delivered service conform to the client's expectation. Service business operates often assess the service quality provided to their customers in order to improve their services to quickly identify problems and to better assess client satisfaction. So, beta service quality is a subjective aspect. Service quality is a qualitative aspect itself. So, who will ensure the service quality? So, when we talk about who will ensure the service quality, this is a human resource, this is a manager, this is a service people, this is a sales people who will ensure the quality of services, and this is all about the post purchase services. So, to ensure the quality, there is a proper mechanism, there is a proper network, there is a proper structure of the company to respond quickly, to respond efficiently and solve the problem of specific company, specific customer when they face. So there are two aspects. First one, when companies solve the problem of customer, this is one point. But another point which is very much important, that is you must listen the consumer properly. There is a proper mechanism from the company side to write down the problem of company, to register the problem of company, and in the first step, just like first aid, company resource person, company service manager properly deal with consumer to satisfy the consumer up to extent to retain them for the long term. The solution of the problem will be come after 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, or 1 week. But in the first conversation with the employees, with the consumer, they should satisfy the consumer for their grievances. So grievance cell of the company must be very strong. Human resource manager must be very strong to properly facilitate the consumer. So beta next one, customer gap. So customer gap is the difference between consumer expectation and perception. What we expect from a product and what is our perception regarding that. Customer expectation are standards and preference points that customer brings into the service experience, whereas customer perception are subjective assessment of actual service experience. We have already discussed all the points. This is all about the perceptions and standards of the expected guidelines of in the consumer mind. So customer gap, when we talk about customer gap, first expected services, then perceived services, and there is a proper gap which the arrow shows that gap of customer regarding the difference between expected services and actually what they receive from the company. So expected services is the highest mark, perceived services is the moderate mark, and in between difference reflect the customer gap regarding the what actually customer receive and what the actually customer expect. In this case, we may take example when you visit any specific healthcare or any doctor, you may assume that the services provided by doctor will be very high end, will be high at highest level. But when you perceive the services, you think that this is not up to the mark. You paid 500 rupees for their consultation fees, 1000 rupees, but satisfaction what you get from the doctor side is not up to the mark. So in this case, your expected services is a different level, your perceived services is on different level, and there is proper visible consumer gap in the both points. So beta, there are different models of gap regarding the service quality. So we will discuss all the models in next slides. So first one is the listening gap. Second one, service design and standards gap. Third one, service performance gap. And fourth one is the communication gap. So next, first one is the listening gap. It means not knowing what consumer expect. Because I think this is very much casual a gap from the company side. First point is inadequate marketing research orientation. So in this case, company doesn't know what the customer need, what customer expect, and what is actually feedback of consumer regarding the product of company near future. So this point is a casual behavior of the all human resource manager, all the marketing manager, services manager regarding to get the actual need, actual requirement of the consumer. So the next one is lack of upward communication. Upward communication means who is and who are on the top, all the management people, those who run the company, those who take the decision for the management strategies and policy are on the top, but salespeople, assistant managers, and directly people those who get the feedback from the consumer, they are on the lower end. So where from company can get the accurate information? I think that company can get the information from sales people, the people those who are directly contact, directly interact, and directly sell the product to the consumer. So it means that there must be a proper communication from lower side to upper side, from the sales people to the higher level management. Then there is a proper communication from the lower end to the upper end. The decision making at the top level will be refined, and it will be very beneficial for the company to take the decision for the betterment of company in the near future to get the maximum profit and retain the maximum market share. So it means that who is the important, who is the bread earner of the company? I think that sales people play a very significant role in this case. Sales people can judge the mind of consumer in a very initial stage, and their feedback is very useful for the company to take the final call for the future course of action. So third one is insufficient relationship focus. So there must be a proper relationship between a consumer and employees. So we have already, I think you must discussed in your previous semester, customer relationship management. So relationship with the customer is an asset of organization, and all the companies, those who may retain their customer properly for the long term, they may get the maximum market share from the same consumer. And at presently, all the blue chip companies and the companies which are producing the product at the highest level, they are very much conscious regarding the customer relationship. In this case, we may take the example from Infosys, Wipro, TCS. So all these companies are very much sensitive towards the need of consumers and problems of consumers. So the last one is inadequate service recovery. So problems are the part of process. There is nothing wrong if there is any problem in the process, but how to rectify the problem, how to recover the services, how to satisfy the customer, how to listen the consumer properly, how to fill the gap of expectation of consumer and perceived level of consumer. This is the responsibility of company, and no company deny, no company can back from their commitments to provide the maximum satisfaction, to provide the good services to the consumer, because consumer has the right to get the good services because they have spent on that. So beta gap second, the service design and standards gap. So not having the right service quality design, service design and standards gap. So first point, poor service design. Why we are designing the product which is not acceptable to the consumer? Why we are designing the poor services design which is not acceptable to the consumer? Because we didn't get a good feedback from our sales people. What is going on in the market? What type of trends are prevailing in the market? And this is in this case, we may take the example. We have already many times discussed regarding the example of Nokia. So a poor service design is not a problem of customer. This is the fault of company. So in this case, company rectified and improve this problem through the good human resource management, through the good human resource employees. So the second point, absence of customer-driven standards. We are fixing the standards just to reduce the cost. If this is a policy, this is a philosophy of the company, then this is readily sure that company will be obsolete from the market in the future. So all the companies who are customer-driven standards, who take care of their customers, it means that they may be improve themselves in the near future. When we talk about the service industry, whether it is the food industry, hotel industry, tourism industries, medical care industries, so that proper take care of elders, that proper take care of kids, the proper take care of physical disabled people, the proper take care of those people, those who have very less time to interact with the company. For that, company must design the product and a standard of procedure which may deliver, which may given the maximum satisfaction to the consumer and make easy the process of transforming services from company side to the consumer side. So the third one is inappropriate physical evidence and services. I think the meaning of physical evidence we have already discussed in our previous lecture. Physical evidence means that all the physical facilities company will provide to the consumer for the smoothness of delivery from company side to the consumer side. So when we talk about delivery of services from company to consumer, there must be a proper physical evidence available in the office, available in the company, available in the industry, available in that place where services will be transformed. It ensures the good quality of services. But inaccurate physical evidence generates the negative image in the mind of consumer, and this is the main gap which is in between the expectation of consumer and what they perceive from the specific services. So, beta third gap, service performance gap, not delivering to service design and standards. So in this case, first one, deficiency in human resource policies. We have already discussed customers who do not fulfill roles. We are not aware the consumer regarding their rules. Problems with service intermediaries. Actually, there are a lot of intermediate people, those who are in between the company and the consumer. We may take the example franchises. We may take the example wholesaler, retailer. So this is the responsibility of company to remove the problems from middlemen, to remove the problem from wholesaler, retailer, and franchise, to ensure the quality of services delivered to consumer as companies standardize the system, as companies receive the amount from the consumer side. So in this case, I think company is the only responsible entity in the whole process who make ensure the proper quality of service delivery to the consumer. So, beta, last one is failure to match supply and demand. I think there is a very common problem when we talk about the marketing management, when we talk about the economic analysis. There must be a match between supply and demand, and for this, company must be a proper feedback from for the future demand. Company should be go in this side to make a future forecasting, demand forecasting, to ensure the maximum number of product and services available for the specific time. So when we talk about Indian market, the demand of electronic products, the demand of any other household products are at high end, are at the highest level when there is a festival season. So in the time of Diwali, after 1 month or 2 months, there is a boom in the market to purchase the product of electronic sites and any other household from the consumer. It means that all the company must prepare to increase their stock to provide the accurate demand from the consumer side. So, beta, last one, gap 4, communication gap. I think this is a very much common gap because all the stakeholders, whether they are human source and whether they are franchise, middleman, wholesaler or retailer, communication gap is the main and common, or we may say in the other word, natural gap, which are exist in most majority of the cases. So the first one, lack of integrated services marketing communication is not matching performance to the promises. So when we talk about integrated service marketing communication, all the factors are involved in the first step, whether it's related to the marketing, whether it's related to the delivery, whether it's related to the human source, whether it's related to the physical environment, whether it's related to the post-purchase services. So in this case, when there is a lack of integrated service marketing communication, there must be a proper gap between the performance and the performance. When we deliver a service to the consumer, there are a lot of stakeholders are involved in this case. And in this case, we may take example from the airlines, the people, those who book the ticket of passenger are different. The people, those who in boarding or those who ensure and facilitate the passenger at the airport, they are different. The people, those who serve the food and facilitate the passenger during the flight time, they are the different. So all the chain must be connected to deliver accurate services to the consumer. So next one, ineffective management of customer expectation. I think expectation always be at a high end, and as far as in majority of the cases, no company can fulfill all the expectation of consumers with a very with a minimum time framework. But we must manage it. We must deliver, and for this we have already discussed the topic of zone of tolerance. Company must be deliver the services to up to that level, which level is acceptable to the consumer, and this is the desired level and minimum adequate level. So in between the adequate level and the desired level, there is a zone of tolerance, and I think company must ensure the zone of tolerance to the consumer, and after that consumer can make at the good satisfaction. So the third one, over promising, it means that there is a very tough competition in the market. Every company want to get the maximum market share, but when large number of companies selling a single product, it means that they may be compete on price, they may be compete on quality, they may be compete to each other on performance of the product, but how to sell the same level, same type of product to the consumer, how to convince the consumer, how to reach the consumer. For this, there is a very common tendency in the Indian market specifically, which may be known as misleading the consumer or over-promising the consumer. So, beta, in this case, we have very natural example when we talk about the investment in a stock exchange. So, we all know that the investment in a stock exchange is a subject to the market risk, whether it's to the mutual fund or a systematic investment plan, and I purchase the share from any specific company. But the fund manager always ensure the consumer regarding to get the 20% return, 30% return, 40% return. They choose the different type of analysis to the consumer or investor regarding the highest level of return during the 6 months, 1 year. So it means that they are over promising to the consumer to get the amount from them. So when they over promising, it means that their performance in the future will be not matched to their promises, and this will generate the negative impact in the mind of consumer. So due to this reason, there is a very common tendency in the aged people, the people those who are above 40 and 50 years, they majority to invest their amount in fixed deposit in a bank and in post office because they need security. They need a fixed return from their investment, and they just want to save their money. So over promising is another gap. Last one is inadequate horizontal communication. But a horizontal communication, I think it must be communication between the same level of people. So when we talk about vertical communication, the policies, the guidelines, the direction of higher level management is directly reach to the service people. It directly reach to the salesman. But when we talk about horizontal communication, the sales people, those who are working in Amritsar, and the sales people, those who are working in a Patna and in a Mumbai or in a Bangalore, Ahmedabad, it means that there is zero level communication at horizontal level. So I think company must ensure the same level communication among the all the employees, whether they are sales people, assistant manager, manager, and top level management, to get the good feedback and to analyze the feedback of consumer in a proper way. I am audible, students? I am audible properly? Neha, Ranjan, Sakshi.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, beta. Okay. So, beta, last topic is prescriptions for just a minute. Prescriptions for closing quality gaps. It means that how to close the gap between expectation of consumer and what the level of services they are receiving from the company side. So under this case, first one is listen to consumer and learn to what consumer expects. So for this, I think this is a fundamental principle to solve the problem of consumer, and the guidelines for this is that you must listen the consumer carefully. So first point, use research, complaint analysis, and customer panels for that. Second one, increase the direct interaction between manager and consumer. Third, improve upward communication, act on information and insight. Beta, all these points we have already discussed in the previous and in the same time when we discuss the gaps. There must be a proper research from company side to get the good feedback. There must be a good communication between manager and consumer directly. There must be a upward communication from lower side to the upper side regarding the accurate information received from the consumer to provide the high level management. And the last one, act on information and insight. What you get from the lower side, you must be take the decision in that manner. So second one, establish the right service quality standards. Top level management commitment to providing service quality. Set, communicate, and reinforce customer oriented service standards. Establish challenging and realistic service quality goals. Train manager to be services quality leaders. Be shift to new ways to deliver service quality. Standardize the repetitive task. So all these matters are related to the human source, related to the manager, related to deliver the services to the consumer, and this is the responsibility of service manager and top level management to ensure the standardized services delivery to the consumer. So next one, establish the right service quality standards. Prioritize tasks, what you have to do in the prioritized way to satisfy the consumer, their need, gain employee acceptance of goals and priority. We must deliver the goals. We must inform the employees regarding the goal of company. And for that, I think the company must give the motivation to the employees to monetary and non-monetary terms. So through the non-monetary and monetary, we may satisfy and we may generate the level of involvement of employees in the company to standardize, to deliver the standardized services to the consumer. So third one, measure performance of service standards and provide regular feedback. This is a proper way to standardize service delivery. And secondly, to get the good feedback from the consumer side. So the fourth one, reward managers and employees for achievement of their quality. I think that there are a common tendency among all the employees. One side, this is the responsibility of a company to get the huge profit, but at the same time, this is a need, this is a motivational factor for an employee to get a good incentive, monetary benefits, and increase in salary. So to deliver the proper services to the consumer, time to time, customer company must give the incentives financially and non-financially services or benefits to the employees to deliver the maximum to deliver the highest level of services to the consumer. So, beta, next one, ensure that service performance meets standards. I think in the whole previous slide, we discussed, I think, near related points to the gap third. So under this heading, the first one is attract the best employees. It means that without the best employees, no company can survive. Secondly, select the right employees. To select the right employees is the responsibility of HR manager to retain the right man at right time for the to take the right decision. Third one, develop and support employees. This is through the monetary and non-monetary terms. It may be through the training and development of employees. This is maybe through the promotion of employees to give their maximum satisfaction and to make them loyal to the consumer and company, both at the same time. Train employees properly. There must be on-job training and off-job training to employ to how to cop up the employees with the change, because there are a lot of change happen in the recent environment due to the technology. So we must upgrade the employee as per the requirement of technology. And in this case, we have already a case study from public sector bank when there was introduction of computer in the public sector banks. Many, or I think that large number of people quit their job due to the unfamiliar with the and due to the hesitance to use the computer for their banking work. So I think there must be a proper training to the employees, then introduce the change to the employees. So next one, provide appropriate technology and equipment. I think the same example is very much useful and effective regarding the technological and equipment enhancement in the any sector, and public sector is the main example of this. So the next one, encourage and build teamwork. This is the responsibility of human resource manager. Employer empower employees. There must be a decentralization of authority from upper to lower side. At the same level, at the horizontal or vertical side, all the people must have some authority to take the decision on the spot and to sort out the problem of consumer. So I think this mechanism may be established by the company, and it can be established by the company for the smooth functioning of decision making process. The last one is internal marketing. So internal marketing is an important component, an important topic of the marketing management. This ensures the quality of services. This is to ensure the smoothness of flow of all marketing activities, flow of all economic activities, and smooth delivery of services from company side to the consumer side. So next one, ensure the services performance meets standards means retain good compliance. Already discussed measures and reward service quality achievements. Already discussed develop equitable and simple reward system. This is very useful, and this is responsibility of human resource manager to make a mechanism in the company to motivate the employees for future challenges. Next one, ensure the delivery matches promises. Seek input from operational personnel on what can be done. There must be proper role of operations people, the people those who are dealing with the finance in the banking, but they must provide and they must guide the marketing people regarding the change in the stock exchange market. So reality advertising, real employees, real customers, and real situation. This is very good example when we bring the advertisement in the electronic media. The same people endorsing the product, any specific product or any specific soap or medicine as a doctor in one advertisement, and in another advertisement they are promoting the brand, clothing brands, shoes. So I think this is not up to the mark and as per the expectation of consumer. At presently, consumer is very much aware. They think that when the someone endorsing the product to the consumer as a doctor, he must be an expert. Seek input from employees on advertisement. Already discussed. Gain communication between sales, operations, and customer. So we must be establish a mechanism to ensure the proper communication between sales, operations, and customers, because all the branches work separately. Production people work on production, finance people work on financial matter, and marketing people work on to increase the sale. But there must be a proper mechanism to interact all the stakeholders at the same or similar or a common platform. The last one is internal marketing problems, already discussed. So beta, this is case study we will discuss in next lecture. So this is all about from my side, and after this we will discuss queries from student side. Students, if you have any queries, kindly you may ask.